Hello, 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 and welcome to my New Year's pour. So this was recorded literally about 10, 12 hours ago. What time are we on? We're on 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so this was literally recorded 14 hours ago. I started at 11:30 at night and went through until probably about 2 or 3. So I started mixing the paints up at 11:30. So I actually started pouring in the new year. This has become a tradition. I'm saying it's tradition. It's the second year I've done it. And you can actually see on my channel the first one that I did, both just a musical version and a version with me talking. That was done last New Year's Eve, and that one used up a load of paints that I had, that the bottles were kind of near the end of the tube, things like that. I've done the same with this one, but I've also expanded it into paints that I've really enjoyed working with this year. So I've got the entire Pebeo iridescent, for example, the blue-green, green-blue, green, yellow-green, blue violet and red blue are all in this one, as well as the Pebeo pearl purple and pearl blue. And I've also got some colours that were mixed up specifically during the year following other pours. So the very light orange that you can see, that's one that is a mix of various different colours, and there are a few here that are mixes of various different colours. That's a cadmium green hue that just went on, and that's the Pebeo blue, blah, blah, blah. That's the Pebeo yellow green, and that's a Pebeo blue green, I think, and coming back in with a darker red that was mixed up. Actually just mixed up for this pour because I needed a more red. That's the Pebeo Blue Red, or Red Blue. And yeah, at this point I've noticed that the paint has been slightly creeping in a certain direction, so I went in with some coasters that I use as mixing, kind of mixing palettes sometimes. And coming in now with the gold and the silver, and this is a gloss black by Pebeo that I loved using on the black and white, the black wave that I did earlier this year. I'm mixing up the colours because when you're doing a big blowout like this, you want the colours to mix in together, and I tend to go through with a palette knife and mix everything in a little bit before, because it gives a more interesting effect on the final piece. You can see at the end, the edge there, the dots of colour where I'm going in and cleaning off the palette knife on the edge. It just means that the paint's got somewhere else to go. I noticed I didn't have a lot of yellow. I don't actually use a lot of yellow, or have a lot of yellow left over after my pours, so they don't tend to get mixed into other things. So I'm now just starting to blow out, and I will leave you with some music and come back in a little bit. So that's the main pour done. So you can see I'm just tidying up the sides there and wandering around. When I'm wandering to the edge there, you can see my t-shirt. I have my camera phone mounted on the side of my workstation, so I'm looking through that a little bit. I'm touching up, seeing what I can do. Also, I cannot see on here. I really should have looked on the screen so I could see that there are some bits that the edge of the canvas just hasn't been done yet. I could have done those. So I'm looking at my composition as I've got the kind of 6-ish sections of different colours. So I've got the reds, I've got the purples, and I've got the blues and greens. I'm trying to join them together just by having a ribbon of colour going through. I'm noticing I'm not particularly enjoying some of the blue. I want a bit more blue in a couple of areas. So I'm using my paints, adding them in. So even on huge pours where you've put all of the colour on to start off with, you do end up doing, or I do at least, end up editing the piece once the main pour is done, once main blowout is done, just to get the overall look that I want. And there I'm using some of the paint that's going to be used in my New Year's project that you will start hearing about, or you'll be seeing about hopefully very soon, the How's the Weather project, which is a series of 365 pieces of art I'm going to do over the next year, and they're all dictated by the weather. I apologise for the lighting. My lamps, one of my lighting things, the battery was going, so I'm just at this point coming in with the soap and water spray, as that was always the intention, to do the main blowout, get to a composition that I liked, and then spray over with the soap and water spray just to see what I got. This was also kind of a way to hopefully get around some of the muddying, and which I'm taking care of on the edge there. I'm pouring some more red and, well, some more red coloured paints, and the gold and the silver in the top corner, and also in the middle on the right hand side as well. The important thing to remember when you're doing this, though, and you will see me do this at several points going through this, is you come in with well, actually on that bit I've just scraped some paint off because the muddying was just too bad in that corner. The only way to do it was to come in with some fresh paint and just blow out over it. That small area became a much larger area, as you're about to see, but overall it gives a much better effect and gives a much better result for the whole piece. So as you can see, I'm scraping off some more paint on the edge there and going to come in with some more paint. This canvas had a lot of paint on it, which, to be honest, part of that was the problem. I had a bit too much of the orangey, reddy colours and didn't adequately plan for where the green was going to be going, because the green was in the middle of the canvas and I had a lot of paint to shift off, so it had to go somewhere, and it ended up going through the oranges and reds, which created the muddying. So there you can see I'm creating the ribbon a bit more because where one colour's gone over the other colour. I still want the overall some ribbons of an unbroken colour to go through. And I'm coming in with some more red colours there and the purple just to finish that one out. And I'm kind of finger painted a little bit, and I'm using the airbrush just to blow out some of the colours, get them a bit more diffused out. And because this is going to be the centre of the painting, the middle of where all of the different colours are intersecting, it's going to be a bit of a focal point. So I spent quite a bit of time trying to focus on getting it right. And there we have me using the heat wand just to burst the air bubbles, because I had sprayed with the soap and water spray again. And I'm just about finished, so I'm going to be taking you in now for the wet result, and I apologise, the lighting's not great. Hello, and well, this is the wet result of the New Year's Eve Blowout 2022, or New Year's Eve Blowout number 2. We'll just go with that. Probably going to be easier. There's the light, so it's a bit better. Oh my gosh, I love this. I'll take you in so you can see the details. So I've got the purple, I've got the pink, some other purple, I've got green. That didn't muddy too badly. I've got that kind of focal point in the middle that I did. I think this is going to be a fairly sped up video with music, because this will be going out on New Year's Day. But yeah, just look at these details. I love this line here going out. Wasn't sure about putting all the black in, but it has actually really worked in the places where it's shown up. Not so much on this side of the piece, because I had to blow out a lot more on that one. This isn't getting the right colour mix of the camera, but yeah, I love it. It just looks so vibrant and gorgeous. Thank you for watching. You know, like, subscribe, follow me on social media at @SissyArtist, and also follow through the year for the How's the Weather project, which is also kicking off today. And you'll see that going live on my social media, and the first video probably the beginning of next week. Have a good one anyway. Bye bye. Finally, thank you for watching through the year. I look forward to doing many more videos for you for 2023. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.